Welcome back, my fellow agents. It is I, X7, your host of Xenorama, the podcast of heroes and monsters, and also your agent of awesome action. Today is Thursday, and we are going to be reviewing the next four episodes of Jinzo Ningen Kikaida, the Android of Justice. This will be episodes 29 through 32, so we are three quarters of the way through. We've only got about 10 episodes left, 12 episodes, so 12 episodes in the series, 3 episodes left of our run with that. So that will take us into the new year where we'll start something new and exciting, I think. All right. So before we get too much further into it, please like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the show. The episodes are still, well, they've started to change up. We're having we'll talk about that. But let me know what you think about it. And if you could, just watch a little longer than usual. Hopefully, this will all work out well, despite what Clipchamp's trying to do to me recently. All right, are you ready? Switch on.
Say hello to new Dolly Madison's Super Zingers, a funny name for yummy devil's food cakes covered all over with chocolate-flavored frosting and popping with a creamy filling.
They're also enriched with vitamins.
You get 10 in every box, each in its own wrapper. Dolly Madison's Super Zingers. Try the devil's food kind with Charlie Brown on the box.
Charlie Brown?
Or the vanilla ones with Lucy.
So we begin with episode 29, which is the part 3 of that 3-part episode, which is a little 3-part run with Green Sponge and Red Crab and whoever that other one was. But this is Green Sponge's third revival. So they're still looking for that super conscious circuit and the schematic of it. Naturally, Masaru's run away because Hanpen has let him think that his sister was after him, but he runs right into this could make you paranoid if you were young. But he zaps this drone with he breaks a lamp and zaps it, kills him. So now Mitsuko is feeling guilty about trying to get Jiro to admit he loves her, which I believe he does, but he just won't admit it because he's an android. Masaru runs into a policeman and thinks he's another dark agent. But Green Sponge shows up and gets blasted with a gun. That's a good blast from a gun, but he slimes him and he disintegrates him. Hanpen, as ever, is the master of sartorial splendor, isn't he? Holy crap, the 70s. And there is his dad who he thinks Hanpen's after Masaru, but doesn't know it. But you find out that Sponge's human form is there, which Komyoji tackles him, and this girl rescues. Look at his stockings are almost as long as hers, but she rescues Masaru. She's the daughter of a rich man, and that's her chauffeur in there, Aoki, and she calls him a busker, which he doesn't even have an instrument. So, this rich coming from Hanpen, who's already dressed as Charlie Chaplin, and Dr. Komyoji's wondering why he knows that name. But they can't find him. And there you go. There she is. She's actually very funny and likable and quite good in the role. And it's too bad that they only had her in one episode. But now she's because Masaru's run away, or so he tells her, or so she thinks. She doesn't give him a lot of chance to talk. They drive out to the mountainside here, and she loves it. And they have a good time. Lots of really pleasant shots there. Adults are terrible. Sponge shows up, and they're chasing him. And she wants Masaru to carry her, and she's like 6 inches taller. They're trapped by the plants, and goes on the fight. But Sponge and his drones get away. And then Masaru, and I don't remember what her name is off the top of my head. The fight is on. I was really glad to get this shot. Boot to the Sponge head. But he still threatens him with that. So they're both calling each other out now that they miss their families. But they get in there, and guess who's driving? It's not Aoki anymore. Sponge has probably killed him. And then guess who ends up with the schematic because it's in the red shoes that Masaru was wearing, but the little girl likes him, so she buys him new ones. Just rich. Hanpei. Yep, there he goes. Uh oh. And I don't know, remember exactly what's happening here. Oh, he gasses. Oh, but he catches it on fire. Guess who's going to get in trouble for that? He'd have gotten killed. He's like, so he's going to. They have their battle, and of course the obligatory flute. And I thought about it. Yeah, it would have been nicer if they did it once every 3 or 4 episodes. But you were watching these once a week. You didn't know you might have missed an episode, so it wouldn't seem like it happens every time at the first of the episode, the middle, or the middle third, or the final act. So I get that. But when you watch them like four episodes in a row, so there he's fighting. The final battle is on. The schematic's gone, and he uses the Denji to blast Green Sponge apart. So he does. I mean, they kind of tell you it's his third revival, and that's it. But he doesn't want the schema. He doesn't want the improved conscious circuit because he doesn't want to be human superior. His brother Ichiro never had that problem in the sequel, though, which we'll get to. And now they forgive each other, and we go into the next episode where we see this young lady, a karate and judo champ, and red crimson squid flying head, and that's what's left of her. That's it, gone. And he does like 3 girls or 4, puts them in his brain so he's got all their powers, their intelligence, their athletic ability. And so he's trying to get him so that program him so he won't, but the squid knows he's not a match. So robotics genius, and this is a very funny. Chidori is just hilarious because she's like, "You're using your syntax is wrong. You're very well made, but you don't know how to speak properly," and confuses him because She's not afraid of him. She's looking at him like a subject. The drones are on the inferior side, no surprise. And there he is. Just a lovely shot yet again. They find different ways. My pal Jim mentioned that in one of his last comments. And you could leave a comment too. I'd really appreciate it. Flies down. There's another. His stuntman did a great job too. So there's the new battle. Sucker squeeze, but he gets zapped. And for some reason they have to run away. But Hanpen is looking for love in all the wrong places. He finds Chidori, who has been knocked out, and she's not pleasant to him, which just makes him want her more. Oh, so they have it. And she finds Kikaida fascinating because he's a two-tone android of sheer perfection. And she yells at Jiro, and he tries to tell Hanpen tries to tell her Jiro is Kikaida, but he tells her to leave it, and then he laughs at him. I really like this shot because it's just his subtle smile about Hanpen being a dink. Guess who's working at a coffee stand or a hot dog stand? Uh, Dr. Komyoji, and that's Chidori's mother. So, and they want to, and they're so close to seeing him, but they blow it. She's hilarious. The subtitles do a really good job here. Key coffee, but she clobbers him with her textbook, and he just goes on. And then guess who shows up? So he wants Komyoji's Mitsuko's brains. But he won't fight. And now she realizes, and she apologizes to him and invites everyone over to have birthday cake. And Chidori's not an idiot. She figures out that Mitsuko's in love with Jiro. And then they say her uncle's coming up, and then they realize, and he's smart about robots, and now they're figuring out a way to but these two aren't in the room. They're figuring out a way to distract Crimson Squid. Unfortunately, Komyoji arrives just in time to see the drones attack. Now, there's Hanpen and Drag yet again, so this is 2 or 3 times now, but again, the subtitles do a really good job here. And now he's got everybody. Unfortunately, Gil plays the flute, but his Crimson Squid is his own downfall because his suckers block out the flute. And he just spins, attacks, and kaboom! Blows up his head first, his flying head, and then the rest of him. There's their nice place that they're staying by a lake. Find happiness with Jiro. But he won't do it because he only brings unhappiness to people. So we went from one cephalopod, the squid, to octopus gold, the second cephalopod. Now, if you know me, you know I love me some cephalopods, especially octopi. They're just fascinating and so cool. So I'm a little annoyed, but he was built for evil. So there he is, coming out of the surf, and he uses his ink to melt people. They melt a lot of people here, and Gil is going off the deep end a little bit. So there's they're at Yanagi Station, I think, and they're going to hot springs in Kaike Grand Hotel. So once again, the whole going out and about in Japan isn't there. So Masaru is crying, and she bops him upside the head. Not really. And there's Hanpen fishing. Well, being oblivious to the dark drones right around. And they're after the little girl's dad there. But there he is on the lighthouse. I'm pretty sure that's just a dummy, but that moves around so fast you wouldn't know unless you did that. But he changes. He was asleep while he's fishing. It's like he didn't get pulled into the surf. There's the little girl looking for her dad. So this is a two-parter as well, surprisingly enough. Komyoji's on a crab boat fishing there. Fixes television, and it's a crab boat. They don't know their dad. They're looking at their dad and don't know it. I mean, again, it's only overdone if you watch 4 episodes in a row, right? Yeah, hot springs, and they're up there because they're looking for their father. His picture's there, and he's trying. And he's like, "I love this shot. I'm gonna keep this one because it's just a great shot." He was a great actor. He's a great actor. The model work, well, he finds the dad in the water. Kikaida's down there looking as well. They're pooped. So these two have made friends now. They're both experts in their outstanding fields, but they don't know it. Oh, there, and Jiro shows up, and the flute is played. So Violent Turbo, that was the one, and he's just stomping him, and he throws him through in the water, and that into there, and it blocks the sound and shows up. And we see when I said two-parter, look, there's something here that's menacing the little girl. Dun dun dun. We'll find out. So they're trying to blow up Jiro from a plane, and he shows up, and the fight is on, the final fight. So there is, sending out a SOS. That's electric blue electric eel. So, and the fight's on, and doesn't last long because they put a lot of action in here, but they also realize that they don't have to drag out the fights because they also have a lot else going on, moving the plot forward. Kaboom! Blue electric eel. He's got these designs have improved from the last set there. So these are the final, there's 43 episodes plus a movie. So 44 really. And the movie will be in next week. And there he is with his special power. Kazam! And they find his arm, but they don't find Jiro, so they think he's exploded. And they're looking, and the little girl, and he's looking for their dad. And now blue electric eel's evil arm shines. Whew, that is a mouthful. There they are, looking for him still, haven't found him. But you can see he's now the one-armed android. Not the one arm, and he can box too, but it's his right arm, not his left arm. Oh, it is his left arm. Jiro still got his right arm. Off he goes. So he's still looking, and they fight, and he manages to. That's just a great shot there. They put his arm behind him that time, but sometimes it's in the front. Now they just green screen it out. Look, it's North by Northwest. And time to die, but he chops off the eel's arm. So you just can't get good help, can you, Professor Gill? So Hanpen says he's got a great idea to help find him. They get into the Green Beetle, and off they go, and they go to a shrine to pray. I think they all stooge slapped him right there. she's tying on knots and also getting, and Blue Eel is there. He's been repaired and got a new arm. Meanwhile, Dr. Komyoji finds Jiro and attaches the arm he found that turns out to be Eel's left arm. So she's going out, and this little girl recognizes that's not his dad. Nobody else does, but or they finally do, because everyone runs. Run away, run away. Jiro shows up, another great shot. The battle begins, and he switches to, and when he switches, he's got Electric Blue Eel's left arm, so it's under his control. So her dad finds him. The kid's fast, yeah. There's Green Beetle to the rescue, and they're trying to keep it. Fortunately, Jiro's left arm is in the car, but try to bear it. She flips a switch, opens his chest up, flips a switch, throws it, it blows up. Kaboom! And they get on a bus, which again, I would never get on a bus if I was being in any kind of relationship with a Japanese superhero. His twin brother.
Say hello to new Dolly Madison's Super Zingers, a funny name for yummy devil's food cakes covered all over with chocolate-flavored frosting and popping with a creamy filling.
They're also enriched with vitamins.
You get 10 in every box, each in its own wrapper. Dolly Madison's Super Zingers. Try the devil's food kind with Charlie Brown on the box.
Charlie Brown?
Or the vanilla ones with Lucy.
So this is the obvious question that Mitsuko asks, and Jiro's like, oh yeah, that's why. So he runs off, and after he takes the amulet that he gets her, and runs and finds their underwater base, sets a bomb, which is good. Meanwhile, Dad says, kill me, but spare my daughter, and the dark doesn't do that. I mean, granted, it's really rare. I'm sure it probably happened where children get hurt in an actual Japanese television show, especially for children, a kids show. It's just really rare in any show that children get hurt unless they're already dying, or they're already dying and then they get saved. So, Jiro makes his appearance now that he's been fixed in the lighthouse yet again, which is still a great shot. And threatens him, and then the whistle blows, naturally, because it's that time of episode, but the explosion blocks it out. He does his little pose. I love that they're shooting here on site, And once again, the fight is over soon because they did a lot of stuff in this two-part episode. But he uses the magnet end on him, blows up Electric Eel real good. Electricity can't stand up to magnets, apparently. So they thank everyone, and Kazuko and her father go just wandering off, walking with, I don't even know what. They were probably up there for a reason. I hope that these two got into the hot springs. Hanpen left everybody else alone. But so that's it. Tomorrow we will have a very special episode of Seven Song Music Friday, which will feature two Christmas specials because the day after Christmas is Friday next, and we'll do a actual 7 song. So, my fellow agents, until our next assignment.
Come travel with these 4 adventurous boys as they explore the past in an exciting expedition that takes them 300 million years back through the ages in their journey to the beginning of time. An extraordinary recreation of history, acclaimed by Dr. Edwin H. Colbert of the American Museum of Natural History as absolutely authentic. A thrilling and enlightening adventure story of the development of life on Earth.
Look out! They've seen us! Here they come! Watch out!
Why, that was close.
We didn't have to worry anyhow. It says here in my notes that they only eat fish.
Oh, sure. That's because they never tasted a boy before.
See the Stegosaurus, the Trachodon, the Brontosaurus, the Mammoth. All of them, and many other amazements of the past, come spectacularly alive in this fantastic film, Journey to the Beginning of Time.